Should you buy Satisfactory? Is it worth it? Will you enjoy it? Well, listen, this video is 100% biased as I have almost 3,000 hours in the game and there's no end in sight. With that disclaimer out of the way, let me give you the good, bad, and the ugly of Satisfactory. Satisfactory is a new game from Coffee Stain Studios, the creators of the Sanctum series and the infamous Goat Simulator. Released in early 2019 from the same publisher that brought us Deep Rock Galactic and Valheim, Satisfactory is a game of factory management and planet exploitation. It has also been in most of the top 10 lists of gaming in 2020. But why? How good a factory building game can really be? For starters, it's first person. Always. I know that this can put a few people off, but if you're anything like me, it will give you a great sense of immersion that no other title in the genre can give you. Not even close. You're not just seeing the layout of your factory from above, you're in your factory. You get a great sense of scale as you run around placing belts, pipes, walls, train tracks, assemblers, constructors, refineries, nuclear... Some people challenge themselves to only build vertically, while others try and lay everything out in a horizontal challenge. The options and replayability is endless. There's no good or bad way of doing anything. Heck, there isn't a single best thing to go for in early game. It's all up to your preferred playstyle of the moment. If you, however, need to take a break from all this logistics and thinking, you can get into your handy-dandy Explorer and go explore the beauty of the handcrafted world of Massage 2ABB. Yes, that's the name of the planet you're on. You can revel in beautiful sights, find mysterious crash sites, hang out with the locals, and maybe even make some new friends. The 3D aspect of the game isn't only in its visuals, it also provides multiple dimensions of activities. Factory building, exploration, and creative fun. Some people make impressive buildings and megastructures just for the fun of it. Others choose to not even touch factory building, they just create minigames for others to play with. Speaking of which, have I mentioned that Satisfactory is multiplayer? Not to mention that there's a massive modding community with so much extra content that is mind-boggling for an early access title. Listen, if from what I've said already you want to go and get the game and you want to support both me and the developers, consider purchasing it on the Epic Store and use the creator code HouseOfMeza. If you're Team Steam, then at least drop a like on this video. Links to both of them are in the description below. Whichever you choose, leave a comment if you're getting into the game, just let me know. Okay, so enough of selling you on the game, let's talk about the not so great parts. Even though the game is the most stable game I've played in recent history, it's still early access, meaning that the content is incomplete and it will change over time. There will be a story mode, but not until the 1.0 release. Some of the updates until 1.0 will break save files, change recipes, and rebalance the underlying numbers, which might render existing factories from older versions defunct. Multiplayer in this current state is pretty buggy and makes it rough to enjoy larger factories with your friends. If you're planning on playing this with your friends, however, be aware that there will be issues. The good news is that they are working on fixing the problems, and in the process, they are creating dedicated servers too. That's pretty much all the cons that I can conjure up, but I can think of one more pro, and that pro is the community. The community managers of Satisfactory and the game itself fostered a community that is one of the most wholesome, humble, and supportive communities I've ever had the pleasures of being involved in. There are knowledgeable creators who are always up to helping old and new players alike during their live streams. There are community events organized almost weekly, and people are happily exchanging ideas without things turning toxic. I know, right? It's weird. If I weren't a part of it, I wouldn't believe that such a place still exists on the internet. Okay, so when will this game be out, and should you wait for the 1.0 release or not? It will definitely take a while for the 1.0 release to happen. If you want to experience the full thing with the story mode, then you should wait for that. However, let me just say this. With every update, Satisfactory feels and plays like a complete and polished game. Aside from a few items that act as teasers for the story, not at one point in the game you will run into unfinished parts. Whatever is released at any given moment feels 100% done, it works and has a purpose. It doesn't in any shape or form feel like any of the early access games of the past decade. Heck, compared even to actual fully released AAA titles, Satisfactory on the main early access branch, virtually has no bugs. With a major release roughly twice a year, the game's content is kept fresh and enjoyable. We have just received update 4, which introduced gases, nuclear reprocessing, lights, drones, and a bunch of new mechanics. I've already put almost 3,000 hours into the game, enjoyed every single minute of it, and am looking forward to much more. Was it worth the $30? Would I recommend buying it? What do you think? Absolutely!